Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Vivian and I am a teacher with Study English and IELTS with Viv. Today I'm going to go ahead and take you guys through how to write your IELTS task 1, especially for general examinations. And today we're going to focus on writing a formal letter. Ideally, everyone says that there are three kind of letters. There is formal, informal and semi-formal. I still feel that it's just broken down into two concepts, that is formal and informal. And today I'm going to take you through the concepts of writing a formal letter in a perfect way so that you can crack that 7 or 7.5 or 8 bands in your IELTS examination. So let's jump right in. Now, with every writing video that I've done before, I've always broken down the task into your topic and then your question, as you can see on the screen here as well. The topic is what you're going to base your letter on, and the question is what you're going to address or what you're going to write throughout the letter. Okay, so you're going to describe the situation, explain your problems and why is it difficult to work, and say what kind of accommodation you would prefer in the letter, and this you're going to address in paragraphs of their own. But you're going to base the letter out on your topic, which is you live in a room in college which you share with another student. However, there are many problems with this arrangement and you find it very difficult to work. So you're going to base your letter on this topic. It's really important, guys, that you keep your topic on point, because the moment you digress from the topic, you're probably going to lose that band that you're aiming for. Okay, so I'm going to take you through the structure of writing a letter first and then show you the actual letter sample that I have written for you. So every formal letter would actually begin with a dear sir or dear madam. If you know the person's gender, it's okay to write dear sir or dear madam, but if you don't, you can do dear sir / or madam. Every teacher has a different way of writing it. Some say it should be in 4 paragraphs, but I would say that keep it in 3 paragraphs. Just keep it simple, easy, to the point. Make sure that the examiner is able to fully comprehend and understand what you write. Okay. So the very first paragraph will begin with the purpose. So you will say, I am writing this letter to inform you, and then you can directly jump into what you're writing about. So in this case, for this letter, because you're writing about the problems that you're facing with your current living accommodation, I'd mentioned that over here. I'm writing this letter to bring to your attention about the issues that I'm facing with my current living arrangement. Then the next thing is introduction. Introduction is actually tentative depending on the letter topic. So for example, the letter is your manager asking you for some feedback about something they've asked you. So in those cases, because you're writing a feedback, you wouldn't need to introduce yourself necessarily, because the manager already knows who he's writing to and that person is writing back. But in a case like this letter, the topic that I showed you in the beginning, the accommodation officer may not know you. So it's good to go ahead and address who you are. Now your introduction needs to be a reference to context. So for example, let's say if it is, in this case, because it's the hostel, I'd probably write my room number. I'd probably go ahead and write, the hostel name, etc. Do that. Let's say if the letter topic is something like, you reaching out to a hotel and letting them know, giving them feedback about the service or the room that you stayed in. So you can say, my name is Vivian Baptist and I checked into your hotel from this date to this date, booking number so and so. If you're writing to, let's say, an airline company, letting them know about some baggage that you lost. So you can say, my name is Vivian Baptist and I was booked on the flight from Bombay to Goa from this day on this date, and my PNR number is this and this. That's how you're going to write it. Okay. So it needs to be tentative depending on the topic, and when you introduce yourself, it has to be as per reference to context. Okay. Then after these 2 sentences are over, you need to go ahead and address the first bullet point, whatever the first bullet point the letter topic actually says. Then comes the second paragraph, which is addressing the second bullet point. You simply go ahead and talk about the second bullet point over here. Then comes the third paragraph, which is addressing the third bullet point. And then you go ahead and close the letter by giving a closing salutation. And after that, you do a yours sincerely and then your full name. That's how you go ahead and write a letter. So I'm going to show you a sample of my letter right now. Here we go. So I mentioned the structure over here for you so that you can actually see it and then see how I've written it. I have started with the purpose over here, and then I mentioned my introduction, giving reference to context, as in the living room, room number, whatever it is, block P, and then St. Teresa's hostel. And I've just gone ahead and quickly described the situation by saying that my roommate and I have opposite schedules, and that's what is causing problems. I didn't go into detail because I'm going to do that in the next paragraph. After that comes the second body paragraph, where I've gone ahead and quickly elaborated my problem. Now, I have written quite a lot out here, but depending on how fast you can write, how fast you can generate ideas, you should go ahead and elaborate your second bullet point, depending on how you have to do it. But if you read through, I've gone ahead and explained my problem in detail and why it is difficult for it to work, because I am facing this problem. I've gone ahead and mentioned that on this paragraph over here. Okay. And then lastly, I've gone ahead and addressed the third bullet point. Now, please remember, whenever you go ahead and write a letter, especially a formal letter, generally the last bullet point is asking the person to do something. Like maybe you're asking for a refund because the product is faulty. Or let's say you're telling, if you're giving feedback, you're asking them what they should do later on. Okay? Because you're asking for something, it's important that you go ahead and request, like write it in the form of a request. Britishers are generally very polite, especially when they're writing. So you want to go ahead and write it that way. Just to go ahead and add some gravitas to your paragraph, I would recommend that probably give them an option of what else they can do. Like in this case, I've gone ahead and asked them for a request directly by saying that, hey, could you align me with a student who has the same schedule as mine? And I've given them an alternate option as well, where I mentioned that I'm okay moving into a single room, for which I wouldn't mind paying extra. So you should go ahead and frame your paragraph in this way, so that, when the examiner sees it, they know that, oh, you've given them like a nice, well-rounded paragraph that has a good amount of content in it. Then I've gone ahead and given a closing salutation. Now, it is reference to context because it depends on what you are writing in the letter. Because I'm asking him for something, I've mentioned that hoping that you can take some prompt action on this matter, or hoping to get some prompt action from you on this matter. They should start with hoping, because you're hoping for them to do something for you. Okay? And then I've done yours sincerely and my full name. Okay? So that's how I've gone ahead and written this letter out here. You can quickly go ahead, probably rewind the video, read to the letter once again, and do DM me on Instagram. My page will be linked here, or leave your comments in case you have any questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. And like any YouTuber, I'll say it once again, make sure that you subscribe, like, and share, and click on the bell icon for any updates. More videos coming to you soon. Thank you so much.